Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker.
The Ohio Players.
In the 1960s, funk quickly became a popular music genre that brought together the African American community. It was a new form of music that had never been done before. It's driven by fun bass lines and drum beats that move the groove forward and make you want to dance. Artists like James Brown and Sly and the Family Stone began to use funk music as a way to make their voice feel heard on social matters, while others used it to further self-development and personal liberation.
Why did Dayton produce so many inventors? For example, Charles Kettering, the Wright brothers, and the inventor of the pop-top can. In the early 1900s, Dayton became the invention capital of the United States, with the most patents per capita. From the end of the 19th century through the 20th century, the city's influential inventions included the airplane, the cash register, the self-starting ignition for automobiles, and the pop-top beverage can. The long list of inventions also includes the electric wheelchair, the stepladder, and the parking meter. And now, the launch of the Funk Box experience.
Hello, I'm Jane Close, Community Engagement Manager with Dayton Metro Library and a board member with the Funk Center. The library has been involved with the Funk Center since 2016 when we hosted their first exhibit space at the Northwest Branch Library. It was a wonderful opportunity for the community right where funk music started to see the legacy come alive. We've stayed involved and most recently been involved with the Funk Box experience. We hosted the first prototype testing of the Funk Box out at our Trotwood Branch Library with our youth there. We've since had it at the West Branch Library and the main branch. We're really happy to get that out as one of our programming offerings because it aligns with the priorities of the library. We know that music enhances education, and the library is about education for youth. We support local history, and funk music is an important part of Dayton's local history. And of course, just engaging the youth in fun activities that help them learn and experience that culture. So we're really proud to be a part of the Funk Box experience.
Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother.
Come on up and try out the Funk Box. All right. So all you have to do is place your hand and swipe. There you go. So this first section is about the history of funk music. What is funk music? And it's style of music that's really grounded in rhythm, and it's basically it originated from African drumming traditions, and it was influenced a lot by jazz and gospel and rock and pop. And then if you swipe your hand again, just hold it over there and swipe. There you go. And the first sort of, the beginnings of funk music was with James Brown in the mid-1960s, which was all about celebrating black consciousness and black identity. And he's really well known for creating music that was based on rhythms and music that always came back on the one beat. So that was kind of his signature contribution to funk music. Wow. If you swipe again. Just hold it over there and swipe. There you go. And then the next phase is the self-contained band phase, which was really the electrification of funk music, when lots more of new types of instruments were introduced into funk that sort of changed the sound of funk. So it had a little bit more of a rock and roll edge to it, and was sort of innovated by Larry Graham with the slap in the thumb with the bass. So when you hear that bass sound, you know that it's that sort of phase of funk music. If you swipe again, it'll take you into the next section. Give it a swipe. There you go. This section is about the Ohio sound, and it's Southwest Ohio in the 70s produced around 11 acts. Wow. And the sound that was unique to the Ohio bands was what was referred to as the big band sound, where there were a lot of horns and keyboards and guitars and percussion. So it was really sort of the big band era of funk music, which definitely changed the sound that originated with James Brown. If you swipe again. And then after that, in the 1970s, also what was emerging was the Funkadelic movement, which was more electronic. So it wasn't just electric sounding. There were a lot of keyboards. It really played on these ideas of science fiction and futurism. And it was a lot of really complex layers of synthesizers and instrumentation sort of mixed together and created a really unique sound. And
I'd like to hear.
Yeah, let's keep going. In the 80s, a lot of hip hop musicians were influenced by funk music. Dayton is known as one of the most sampled cities because all of the bands that came out of Dayton, a lot of the hip hop artists in the early and mid 80s would take samples from that music and use it in their music. And it sort of kicked off that, what we like to think of it as like an evolution of funk music. And then if you swipe again, there you go. Funk today. Basically, funk has never really gone away. It's infused into a lot of the music you hear even today. So a lot of those rhythms, a lot of those grooves are still in pretty much most music genres.
The Funk Music Hall of Fame and Exhibition Center and Tessellate Studio came together to collaborate on a vision of preserving the funk music legacy. The team wanted to highlight Dayton's history, contributions, and origination of the funk music genre. The goal was to gather the vast national music history and preserve it in a digital funk box that would become an educational outreach to today's young adults.
Okay, I'm gonna test you out again. Funk music is on the what? I want it real loud. Funk music is on the what? It's on the what? It's on the what? That's right. Funk music is on the what? Can I get a little jazz hands there? All right. Now, it's time for the Funk Box Experience. Let me give you a little story about this. Back during the pandemic, we created the Funk Box Experience for funk music lovers, for generations, for everybody. This is where you can swipe your hands, it plays beats and music, and you can do your own beats and music to this. Now, Mr. Eric G, say Eric G. Eric G. He's our presenter for this part of our show. Say welcome. Real loud, welcome. Welcome. Mr. G.
Hey guys, now it's time for you guys to come up and participate with the Funk Box. I'm going to run you through exactly how we do it. Essentially what's going to happen is it's going to play a bass track and you guys are going to modify the music. You will hear the changes that you make by swiping your hand over these sensors. You see each one of these pads, the yellow, the blue, and the red, They have little sensors in them that monitor your hands, and you're going to use your hands to change the music. Now kind of watch what I do. I'll demonstrate. You basically want to bring your hand in about a foot above the pad and then wave it off. About a foot above, wave it off. Stab it in, wave it off. Bring it in, wave it off. Same with each sensor. Bring it in, wave it off. Now, let me show you exactly what the funk box is going to do. I'll bring up a track. I'm going to bring you guys up 3 at a time, and you're going to change the music. All right, here we go. Here's what our bass track sounds like. Now, you'll also see the box keeping beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You got to make a change on the 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now here's what's going to happen. Bring your hand in about a foot above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now here's a change. Just done that by waving my hand over the pad. Bringing it over here. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good God. Now that's a good God. Same thing over here. Good God. 2, 3, 4, 1. Good God. You'll know that you achieved changing the sound by the dot changing over your pad. This pad is associated with these dots. The center pad is associated with these dots. This yellow pad on the left is associated with these. And you'll see whether the sensor picks your hand up, you'll see a bar appear. So I'm over the blue pad, you see the red dot? See how that bar registers my hand? About a foot above. Over here. Register your hand. Now, you want to put your hand in, leave it in, and try and wave it off on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good God. And then you'll see the dot change. That good God is gone. Now we got the All right, give me 3 up. Let me get 3 up.
Come on. Teach yourself how much I work with them on that, okay, please? Come on. And then, now what we're going to do, while some of the kids are working on the funk box, we're going to go over to the instruments. And they're going to show y'all some time with the funk box. So y'all can come over, work with the guys on that, all right?
Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off.
Everybody knows how to spell Ohio, right? O-H-I-O, right? Okay, now if you're from Michigan, Wolverine, I understand it might be a little difficult. But we're gonna spell this out using our hands and mouth at the same time, okay? So it's like this. The pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, and O-H-I-O, and O-H-I-O. Now, we're gonna add a little music to that. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? No. Drop the music. Ready? Feel the song. And here we go. And O-H-I-O, and O-H-I-O, and O-H-I-O, and O-H-I-O. This section. O-H-I-O. This section. O-H-I-O. This section. O-H-I-O. This section. O-H-I-O. I took a journey a couple of years ago. I did a TED Talk. Y'all know what a TED Talk is? I did a TED Talk. And it inspired me to tell you how funk music influenced my life as a young kid growing up. Evidence demonstrates that children with a high level of art participation outperform art poor students by virtually every measure. This study, Champion of Change, found much evidence that learning in the arts helped develop habits that will support other disciplinaries. And it can often reach at-risk students when other disciplinaries cannot. The arts provides young people with authentic learning experience that engages their minds, their hearts, their bodies. Art education helps students to learn. It can enhance creativity, self-discipline, and the skills and confidence necessary to meet the challenging encounters in my life as a student and as an adult.
This digital funk box now preserves not only the history of funk music, but also of Dayton's special place in the history of this genre. The heartbeat of the funk box is to ensure that future generations are exposed to the wonderful music art form with an emphasis on the history of the contributions of the funk music genre.
Good God. Cover your hand over another. Good God. Go to the other. Good God. That's red. Yeah. Good God. Good God.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Seymour, Manager of Education and Engagement here at Dayton Live. I had the wonderful opportunity of booking our students and our schools and our parents, our homeschool parents, and they all enjoyed the Funk Box experience. It was just beautiful to see that from the littles all the way to our adults with special needs still got an enriching experience from this gathering. And one moment that kind of sticks out to me, we had a little toddler here in the room, and as the funk box was playing and people were making their music, he was picking up on some of that sound, and he started to mimic James Brown singing "Good God," and I just loved it. I just lost it. It just warmed my heart, and that's how you know how powerful music can be. It can touch anybody. It's something that everyone can enjoy. So keep it funky, y'all. Keep it on the one.
Hi, I'm Gary Minyard, Vice President of Education and Engagement here at Dayton Live. I was introduced to the Funk Box experience around the time of its inception. I was not able to see it in Trotwood. However, I connected with David and we got together and we figured out a way to host it here in the PNC Arts Annex just across from the Schuster Center. And we had it here all day. It was an open invitation for the community to come in and just play. And it gave us an opportunity to look at it through a very different kind of lens. We had adults come, we had kids come, families, our staff played with it, and we learned some valuable lessons that day. A few weeks later, I had some thoughts about what would it be like if we did the Funk Box experience and put it on our Discovery series. And our Discovery series here is a school-time performing arts series where students from all over the area come and they see shows in our venues. Since 1990, about 1.2 million students have seen shows. And I thought, well, let's capitalize on that and let's see if we can create an hour-long experience that would lift up the funk movement here in Dayton, really capitalize on music education and David's passion for funk music. And we got together, his team and our team, and we developed an hour-long experience. And it happened here in the PNC Arts Annex. We did 10 shows over the course of 1 week, and we had around 300 students able to experience it. They all walked away with a free resource guide. We created a kazoo funk band. And to be honest, I think that they all walked away with a true appreciation for what Dayton really gave to funk music and music after that. Many of these students had no idea that the artists that they're listening to today were inspired by the funk music movement. And the Funk Box experience really opened up that door. So we're very thankful for it being here and can't wait to see what it does in the future.
Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off.
Everybody has a kazoo, right? Yeah. Right. Put your kazoos in the air. Put your kazoo in the air. Can I have a kazoo, please? Have a kazoo. Put your kazoo in the air. All right? This is going to be your funk instrument for the day. This will be your funk center instrument for the day. This is a groundbreaking instrument, this kazoo. Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice this kazoo. See this big piece right here? See the big piece? We want to put it in our mouth. We want to hum with it. Sounds like this. Can y'all do that with me? Kind of bite down on it and get a little, like 1, 2, 3, and. We're gonna try one more time together. We're gonna be ready? 1, 2, 3, and. All right. So this is the pattern, okay? We want to tell everybody we want the funk. We're going to say we want the funk, okay? Can y'all say it with me? Say, we want the funk, we want the funk. We say it together, we want the funk, and say it, we want the funk, okay? So we're going to practice this with a little music, okay? And then later, you're going to be the first in Ohio and possibly the world have your own funk kazoo band. How about that? You go back and tell everybody in school that I was part of the Funk Kazoo Band, okay? So we're gonna put a little music, we're gonna practice a little bit. Guys, drop that little beat. We want the funk, give us the funk, say it with me. We want the funk, gotta have that funk. We want the funk, gotta have that funk. We want the funk. All right, grab your kazoos, let's do this. All right. There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, beautiful. I got you right here. Yeah, hold it. Yeah, hold it. Yeah, right there, just like that. Perfect. Ready? Yeah. All right. Hold on a second.
So we're gonna have you play on the 2 and the 4. Focus on the 1.
Yeah. Let's focus on the what, y'all? I can't hear you. Focus on the what? There you go. All right. Now my kazoo players. Where are my kazoo players? Where's all my kazoo players? My band, all right? All right, so we're going to practice with the drums and stuff, all right? Let me put my instrument up, all right? Hold on. All right? Where your kazoo at? Yeah. Yeah, funk the funk. We funk the funk. All right? Now we're going to start from this way, and this way. Single file. Turn this way, turn this way. Turn this way. All right. Turn this way. All right. Single file. Yeah, come on around. Come on around. Follow me. We funk the funk. Yeah, funk the funk. Come on. We funk the funk. This way. Follow me. is significant in funk music. It's called your very own Funk Kazoo. All right? Funk Kazoo. All right? Thank you. Please have a seat.
Hi, my name is Pauletta Wessel, and I am the HAB specialist at Echoing You in Dayton, Ohio. Echoing You is a day HAB program for young adults with special needs. And recently, we were privileged to attend the Funk Box experience at PNC Arts Annex. And here to tell you more about our experience is Howard Lee, or Mr. Lee, as our students so affectionately call him. So Lee, can you tell us about that day?
That day was very enjoyable. The children, they were excited ahead of time before they got there, and then when they got there, it was everything they expected and a little bit more, because in addition to participating, they also walked away with a gift. And a lot of times you go to presentations and the only thing left is a piece of paper, but they were left with a kazoo, and they were taught how to use it. They was able to walk around and get involved. They were very excited before, during, and after.
Thanks. And then now we have Brandis Colley, another one of our teachers, and she took another group who I know, Brandis, you said that they were extremely excited about the kazoo marching band.
Yeah, so I brought my group of young adults. Most of them were nonverbal, but they were still able to clearly express their enjoyment in it. In particular, one of my students enjoyed the music so much he had to get up in the middle of the performance and dance. He was enjoying the music so much. In particular, what my students really enjoyed when we went is the artists who were playing were kind enough to let them try out the instruments. And that is something they just absolutely love. One of our young ladies who was completely nonverbal, she was so excited she squealed, which was a huge thing for her because she doesn't even normally express that. But I thought that was a great testament to how well the Funk Box was doing, that we could even get anything out of her. And the staff was so friendly. The gentleman who was showing us how to use the Funk Box was so very kind and patient with my students while we were trying to get the right angle to put our hand in and pull it out. And he did such a good job being patient. And when they were showing us the art that they had of the various artists as well, the person showing us the art was able to clearly give us, at a level my students can understand, a way to explain what they were looking at with the art. They just absolutely loved it. And the kazoo marching band, all I heard about on the way home is we are the first funk kazoo marching band ever. Did you hear that? We are the first ones. And I'm like, yes, I know. And what really got me about that is they all told me that, and most of them don't normally talk. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, did you guys have such a good time? And they were all, yes. And then, we went to celebrate with pizza, and they just loved it. So It was so much fun. And it was a great testament to, because we were told that funk started here in Dayton, Ohio, which is, they're all like, it started here, right here. I'm like, yeah, here, it's just here. Isn't that awesome, guys? So they loved it, because we love to take them and explore not only history, but local history, because so much did start here in Dayton, between flying and funk. It's like, well, we just live in the greatest place ever. Isn't it awesome?
That's right. And I was able to drive some of the students that participated in the Funk Box experience on the way home, and I got to hear the kazoo the whole way home. And let me tell you, it was fun, but they had a great time, and I so appreciate the Funk Box experience and PNC Art Annex for welcoming our students and allowing us to come, and I hope it continues and we are able to enjoy this experience again. Thank you so much, and God bless your work. We appreciate it.
We all know the importance of music in education, and sometimes we think of music and we think about melodies that maybe we're not that excited about, and jazz, which is wonderful, and all these things. But if you know the funk like I know Trotwood people do, then we are really, really excited about what's going to happen today.
The Funk Center's mission will expand to reflect its deep desire to provide a unique experience for all, but with a special emphasis on fostering music art appreciation in the lives of children. Youth of all ages will receive opportunities to personally develop as they learn to play instruments, build critical thinking skills, expand their creativity, and exercise self-discipline. The music education modality will encourage children to be free to imagine, to create, and to welcome the arts into their lives.
Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker. Tether the roof off, we gonna tether the roof off the mother sucker. Tether the roof off the sucker.